On November 12th, a G4 severe geomagnetic storm watch has been issued by the SWPC. This follows earlier alerts. November 11th, G2 moderate watch. November 13th, G3 strong watch is also expected. The cause? A series of coronal mass ejections, CMEs, from the Sun between November 9th and early November 12th. These CMEs include one on November 11th linked to a strong solar flare, X5.1, and an ongoing solar radiation storm, S2. Because the most recent CME is energetic and fast, and because earlier CMEs are in the mix, the SWPC assesses a high confidence that the CME will impact Earth, though the timing and intensity are still moderately uncertain until further solar wind observations. What it means: possible impacts. With a G4 level of geomagnetic storm anticipated, the following are potential effects. Power systems, transmission lines, and ground-induced currents may experience voltage instability or equipment damage. Satellites and space assets. High radiation levels could damage satellites or degrade their orbits. Increased drag on low Earth orbit objects. Radio and navigation. High-frequency HF radio communications may face blackouts. Global positioning system, GPS, and other navigation signals could degrade. Aurora and magnetosphere. Strong aurora visible at unusually low latitudes. Large perturbations in Earth's magnetic field. Radiation hazards. With the S2 radiation storm, increased radiation levels for aircraft on polar routes and astronauts in space. The SWPC urges stakeholders in power, satellite, navigation, aviation, and other affected sectors to be space weather aware and to monitor updates. The why and uncertainties. The CME on November 11th, associated with the X5.1 flare, is the fastest and most potent of the recent events. However, the ejecta from that CME appears aimed north and ahead of Earth's orbit, while earlier CMEs may already be influencing Earth's magnetosphere. These overlapping events make modeling more complex. SWPC notes that full confidence in impacts depends on when the CME ejecta enters the Earth interplanetary space, about 1 million miles from Earth, where solar wind observatories can give clearer data. Only then will warnings be adjusted. What you should do. If you are in a sector or region that could be affected, ensure backup and surge protection for power systems. Check satellite mission plans for any scheduled maneuvers or risk exposure. Monitor HF radio communications for degradation. Plan alternate communication paths. For aviation, especially polar flights, check for radiation alerts and possible rerouting. Public users, watch for aurora in higher latitudes, but don't rely on it as your main concern. System risks are real. Stay updated via official SWPC updates. The next few hours/days will clarify arrival times and intensities.
Summary.
The SWPC's issuance of a G4 severe watch for November 12th signals a significant geomagnetic storm risk driven by strong solar activity. While the exact timing and severity remains somewhat uncertain thanks to multiple overlapping CMEs, the potential for broad impacts across power, satellite, radio/communications, navigation, and aviation sectors is high. Monitoring, preparedness, and mitigation actions are strongly advised.